Start healing. This is first practical step to stop loading toxins into your body and improve your life.
We wonder why we feel tired and do not have energy, why so many health problems, why we have not get children, and if we have children and we do all we can to fulfill their desires, they still feel so miserable. Why is that happening to us? Why to me? Why? Below are some of main causes. Listen carefully and then make your life choices.
An article from Health Ranger states humanity is a suicide cult that deliberately poisons the food supply, feeding our own children. It is interesting that 15,000 scientists have just signed a new warning letter that explains humanity's committing suicide by destroying planet Earth with toxic chemicals, resource depletion, deforestation, ocean life depletion, and more. So even if you care what you eat and select household products and items you purchase, your chances of being exposed to hazardous toxins is still quite high. PBS, lead, mercury, arsenic, flame retardants, and other chemicals linked to cancer, birth defects, and neurological diseases are well represented in most people's bloodstream. These chemicals and toxins are in the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, and the products you use. Over the last 50 years, about 100,000 different chemicals have been introduced into the world markets. Approximately 1,500 new ones each year. Many of the toxins that you are exposed to are from your general environment, which is hard to avoid except by leaving the polluted area. But you can avoid some of the products that are high in various toxins and replace them with organic and natural non-toxic products.
Now I will explain the categories of toxic influences and provide tips for you to lower and maintain your toxic load as low as possible.
Toxic influences from food. Health problems associated with pesticides include Parkinson's disease, autism, birth defects, Alzheimer's, and reproductive dysfunctions. That means problems with conceiving the children and healthy children. There is very strong link between exposure to pesticides and cancer. Many common pesticides are categorized as known or probably carcinogens, and children are at even greater risk than adults. The worst pesticides, aldrin, dieldrin, DDT, taxafen, chlordane, and heptachlor are still being used in most countries around the world. California just banned pesticide use near public schools to protect children from brain-damaging agricultural chemicals and from cancer and other health problems. Old pesticide manufacturing company now deemed hazardous waste zone by the government. It's a line in the newspaper. But then how we can explain the same chemicals are safe enough for food crops? Commercial animal fats high in dioxins. Over 95% of your exposure to dioxins comes from eating commercial animal fats. Health risks include cancer, reproductive and developmental disorders for kids, skin rashes, skin discoloration, excessive body hair, and mild liver damage. farm-raised salmon high in PCBs. This industrial chemical has been banned in the United States for decades, yet it is present organic pollutant that's still present in your environment. Pesticide Action Network is a network of over 600 participating non-governmental organizations, institutions and individuals in over 90 countries working to replace the use of hazardous pesticides with ecologically sound and socially just alternatives. To help people make informed purchasing decisions, they created the two lists: one, highly polluted vegetables that you should always buy organic, and second, list of vegetables that are usually not sprayed or very little polluted. The dirty dozen and other foods to always buy organic are strawberries, spinach, nectarines, apples, peaches, pears, cherries, grapes, celery, tomatoes, sweet bell peppers, potatoes and leafy greens, and coffee. Coffee is one of the most sprayed crops on the planet. Eggs we can include here also. The natural omega fatty acids balance is so disrupted in conventional eggs that it is the reverse of what is normal and healthy. It should be 6:1 omega-3s to omega-6. Meat, if you're eating meat, organic livestock is raised without antibiotics and steroids. Their fat cannot contain animal byproducts or GMO grains, or be grown using non-organic fertilizers. Look for free-range poultry and grass-fed beef. Dairy, if you can't do without dairy products, choose organic every time. The Clean 15. This produce is least likely to be contaminated with pesticides and is generally okay to buy conventionally. Sweet corn, only non-GMO. If it is genetically modified, which is of 2012 about 80%, then it is literally as eating pesticide itself. Avocados are okay, pineapples, cabbage, onions, sweet peas, papayas, also non-GMO because there are high levels of GMO papayas. Asparagus, mangoes, eggplant, honeydew, melon, kiwi, cantaloupe, cauliflower, grapefruit, melons, citrus fruit, bananas, squashes. Other food with thick skins or rinds which can be removed are quinoa. The tough outer coating is nearly impenetrable to pests, so growers don't spray it. Maple syrup is usually forest harvested from untreated trees, so it is okay that it's not organic. Let us now talk about our water that we drink. Tap water, chloroform, and other DBPs are formed when chlorine is added to water. Unfortunately, chloroform can cause cancer and reproductive damage, birth defects, dizziness, fatigue, headaches, liver and kidney damage. Another byproduct of water chlorination is THMS, which are cancer group B carcinogens. They've also been linked to reproductive problems in both animals and humans. Fluoride alters your endocrine function, especially in your thyroid, increases your risk of bone fractures and can lower your IQ. Filtering the water in your home, including the water in your shower, with a reverse osmosis filter is your best option here, or any other really good filter. What air pollution does. Pollution has long been linked to respiratory, neurodegenerative, and cardiovascular issues, but the relationship between nervous system diseases and air pollution has only recently become a topic of research. It is known that repeated exposure to air pollutants can affect children's central nervous system. One of news topics is what's causing all the epilepsy. Huge surge across USA now means 3.4 million Americans suffer neurochemicals pollution. CBS Denver reported epilepsy in the area surrounding the Rocky Flats plant, a former production facility for nuclear weapons. Studies carried out in China, which has the highest amount of air pollution of any nation in the world, found a positive relationship between the amount of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide in the air and epilepsy hospital visits. New research by Dr. Haidong Kan and colleagues from Fujian University in Shanghai, China, indicates that the air pollution found in industrialized cities also causes a spike in stress hormones, resulting in the development of diseases like stroke, diabetes, heart disease, and ultimately shortening lifespan. The PACC and amygdalas is linked to schizophrenia. The research organization Berkeley Earth calculated that outdoor air pollution contributes to 1.6 million deaths in China every year, about 4,400 people per day. Clearly, living in the city is not the best choice when it comes to either our mental or physical health. For those who have no option, it is important to use food, good air filters at home, work, and in the car, and get out into the country, breathe that fresh, clean air as often as possible. Clothing may contain formaldehyde. Clothing made of rayon, blended cotton, corduroy, wrinkle-resistant 100% cotton, and any synthetic blended polymer are likely to have been treated with formaldehyde resins, which is probably carcinogen. You can be exposed to the chemical both via off-gassing and direct contact with your skin, as illustrated by recent lawsuit against Victoria's Secret undergarments containing formaldehyde. Formaldehyde has been shown to cause cancer in animals and may cause cancer in humans. Other common adverse health effects include fatigue, skin rashes, and allergic reactions. Mattresses high in PBDEs, antimony, and formaldehyde. PBDEs, which have been banned in Canada, Europe, and several states, build up in your body over time, and what you absorb or inhale does not go away. The health problems associated with PBDE exposure include brain and reproductive damage, decreased sperm quality, thyroid problems, and even cancer at high levels. Boric acid, another agent found in many mattresses, is a toxic respiratory irritant used to kill roaches. Antimony, a metal that may be more toxic than mercury, and which causes cancer, are both used in mattresses for flame retardation purposes.
In the next video, I will present what health problems are caused by toxic ingredients in household cleaners and air fresheners, personal care products, and electromagnetic pollution and more.